Welcome to the news bulletin for today. It's 16th of February. Now, as we have done over the last few days, our attempt is to bring you a news bulletin that is old school, no opinion, no fuss, no shouting, just the news over the next 10 minutes. Remember to leave us your comments at the bottom of this video so we can keep improving the quality of the video. And of course, we will try and improve the production quality as well over time. But here is your news for the day. To begin with, the Bombay High Court has granted transit bail to activist Shantanu Muluk. Now, remember, the Delhi police has accused three activists, Shantanu Muluk, Nikita Jacob, and Disha Ravi, of spreading disaffection against the Indian state by creating that toolkit document shared by Greta Thunberg on Twitter. Now, Disha Ravi was arrested on Saturday, and non-bailable warrants were issued against Shantanu Muluk and lawyer activist Nikita Jacob yesterday. According to a report by the Bar and Bench, Muluk is a founder of an organization called XR India, an organization that works for the environment and has created a platform where information regarding ongoing protests can be displayed. Now, his argument by his lawyers in court was that he and his colleagues are innocent, and he argued that the registration of a case of promoting enmity between communities is a blatant abuse of legal provisions by the state to subdue the voice of dissent. Muluk has stated that his plea was, that the actual dissenters are the suppressed farmers, and he was just extending his support to those dissenters. His application comes on the same day that Nikita Jacob has also sought transit bail from the Bombay High Court. The court has reserved its orders in her case for tomorrow. In the meantime, the Delhi police has written to video conferencing platform Zoom, asking for details of everyone who participated in the 11th January meeting, which was allegedly organized by the Poetic Justice Foundation, a Canadian organization that the police says is pro-Khalistani. Now, Nikita Jacob and Shantanu Muluk were among the 70 people who attended that Zoom meeting, but the police have now asked for details of the remaining people. In other news, activist Nodeep Kaur has gotten bail in 2 out of 3 cases that she's accused in, and she has filed a petition for the 3rd case. Now, Nodeep Kaur is a 23-year-old Dalit laborer and trade union activist from Punjab who's been in jail in Haryana for the last month. She was arrested on the 12th of January when she joined a protest by laborers in Haryana and has been charged with several sections, including attempt to murder, extortion, theft, rioting, unlawful assembly, and criminal intimidation. Now, she will have to remain in jail until the 3rd case as well is heard, and that hearing is expected in a week from now. Her sister, Rajveer Kaul, alleges that Nodeep was beaten up at the police station by male staff and was sexually assaulted because she had injuries in her private parts, but the police have denied these charges. Now, the case has drawn international criticism after Nina Harris, the niece of US Vice President Kamala Harris, tweeted in Nodeep's support. Moving on now to reports on the COVID and coronavirus, the ICMR says 4 cases of the South African variant have now been detected in our country. The ICMR has said the South African variant has been detected in 4 people who have returned from Africa, 1 from Angola, 1 from Tanzania, and 2 from South Africa in January. Moreover, ICMR DG Dr. Balram Bhargava has also said a case of the Brazilian variant, the SARS-CoV-2, was detected in the first week of February. The virus strain has been successfully isolated and cultured in ICMR NIV Pune. To give you some context, there is the South African variant, the Brazilian variant, which is different from the UK variant, and there have been 187 cases of the UK variant in India so far. But in worrying news, Maharashtra has recorded 3,365 new cases on Monday, which is higher than Kerala's count of 2,884. Now, this was the highest number of cases detected in Maharashtra in a single day since the 30th of November. And for the last 6 days in a row, Maharashtra has reported cases of more than 3,000 every day. In the city of Mumbai, which reported 600 new cases on Sunday, healthcare experts are attributing this new spike to the opening of the Mumbai local, which has been open for the general public about a couple of weeks ago for the first time since the lockdown was declared in March last year. Mumbai Mayor Kishori Pednekar cautioned about another lockdown if cases continue to rise. There's been an appeal from the BMC that people continue to wear their masks, maintain social distancing, do not leave your home unless you absolutely have to, and of course, sanitize. In some good news on this count, the Union Health Minister Vardhan has said people above the age of 50 will likely be administered the COVID-19 vaccine starting March. Now, the minister has also said that not a single case of COVID has been detected in 188 districts in the country over the last 7 days. In Madhya Pradesh, 45 people have died after a bus fell off a bridge into a canal in the Siddhi district this morning. The bus was carrying 54 passengers and was heading from Siddhi to Satna. It fell into the canal when the driver lost control of the vehicle. 7 people have been rescued so far. Now, according to a report filed by the PTI, eyewitnesses said the bus sank completely into the water and was not visible for several hours. The district administration then stopped the release of water into the canal from the Banganga project, and that brought the water level down. And then the bus was spotted some distance away from the spot from where it fell into the water. In Uttrakhand, after the flash flood, the death toll has now increased to 58. 146 people are still missing. Rescue workers, especially the Uttrakhand State Disaster Response Force, are recovering bodies of missing people from the disaster every day. About 60-70 personnel of the SDRF are involved in now searching for bodies, as the possibility of identifying or finding people alive seems fairly slim. Rescuers have been able to identify 31 out of the 58 bodies recovered so far. SDRF Inspector Praveen Alok has said that the personnel are working tirelessly to find bodies in the disaster site, but because of the heavy muck and muddy water, that's becoming difficult. He also said most of the bodies are being found in the river. They're swollen or missing some body parts, which is making it very difficult to identify them. News coming in from South India today. The Congress government in the Union Territory of Puducherry has lost its majority in the state government in the Legislative Assembly on Tuesday today, as MLA A John Kumar has tendered his resignation to the Speaker. In latest developments, both the ruling Congress DMK alliance and the opposing AIDMK BJP alliance have 14 MLAs each in a 33-member House. 3 MLAs are nominated and 28 are active. The opposition has demanded a floor test in the House, charging the government of losing its majority. John Kumar's resignation comes a day after former Health Minister Maladi Krishna Rao quit the cabinet and posted his resignation letter on Twitter. And it comes a day ahead of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's visit to Puducherry to draw up an election strategy. This is his first visit to the Union Territory after his party came into power. Elections in Puducherry are due in May. Overseas, the British military have now allowed former service personnel who were stripped of their medals because of their sexuality to apply to have them restored after a Royal Navy veteran's 27-year battle to have his decorations returned. The Ministry of Defense has announced a new policy on Tuesday, more than 2 decades after Britain lifted its ban on lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender service personnel back in the year 2000. And finally, for some positive news before we wrap this up, Indian origin investment and development banker Preeti Sinha has been appointed the executive secretary of the United Nations Capital Development Fund. This is the organization that provides investment capital and technical support in least developed countries. Her focus would be providing microfinance assistance to women, youth, small and medium enterprises, and underserved communities. Sinha will lead the UNCDF's work to harness untapped growth potential in least developed countries. Well, that's a wrap from me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, leave us your comments and feedback, and also a thumbs up and some encouragement. That always helps. Thanks for watching. Good night.